I mean, that's what he's just always been, such a fun, inspirational, diverse turner to me, that he just crosses all boundaries in our world, you know.
I mean, he's done so much for the field in terms of bringing new ideas.
Well, rules are the end of the road, and Mike has never found the end of the road.
I think there's a great deal of a sense of humor to his work, and he doesn't, he doesn't sacrifice any skill level or anything like that just to bring on the fun of being a wood turner.
Michael is an amazing production turner and extremely skilled, and he knows his thing about how the tool works and all that kind of stuff. It's all second nature. But it provided him time, free time, which he used in his creative work, which is very different. And it is very time consuming, and it requires thought, and it requires imagination and things that aren't typically involved with, taking a block of wood, putting it on the lathe and turning it. But, what is the surface embellishment, and what is the story that you're trying to tell with this object? And he's always been so thoughtful about that aspect of his work, and that's something that I really appreciate, the fact that he can be that good of an artist, a creative artist, and also be that great of a pure turner.
He's an amazing producer of work. And then he's so creative. He's so experimental. He's willing to take a chance on an idea.
He ignited my interest in breaking rules. And I saw him on the Norwegian wood turning cruise. He was doing stuff. I videoed him. It was so off the wall, so astonishing. And the crowd around his lathe was always bigger than the crowd around anybody else's lathe. And he's so funny and so friendly. He never boasts. He always compliments other people. He always encourages other people and supports them. And it's natural. It's the way he thinks and breathes. He doesn't have to try. It's just there.
What I think is important about Michael Hosaluk is that he's completely open and sharing in his knowledge. He will tell you how he does everything. And in that instant where he's dealing with a new wood turner or somebody with some questions, he treats them as the most important person in the world at that point.
This little bowl here is the bowl that I made at my first symposium, in my first session in the room with Michael Hosaluk. He turned the bowl and carved the feet and the little details around the rim, and he threw it at me to play with decorating with some of the techniques he'd been showing us. I spent the rest of that weekend in Mikey's demo room decorating this piece. At the end of the symposium, the organizers wanted to take it for the auction, and I took it up to Mikey to get him to sign it on the bottom, which he did with his wood burner. He then handed me the bowl and the wood burning pen and says, "Now you sign it." That was an incredible confidence boost for me, as only being a wood turner for 3 years, that somebody like Michael Hosaluk would ask me to sign the same bowl as him.
The other thing that Michael has been responsible for in the wood turning community, and I use the word connector, but he connects people. Look at Emma Lake, the collaboration that he founded years ago. That has been such a successful model. It's been copied all over the world. All of that is because of Michael Hosaluk.
I think when somebody's excited about what they're doing and having fun with what they're doing, it's infectious. But I think the fact that he had this playful attitude himself, experimental, and it's like cross-pollination. I would have something I would say, or like I used to put fruit in my pieces. Michael then took that so much further and did bowls of crazy fruit. Somehow he has this knack and making it fun. It was always fun.
He's always talking about how good everybody else is and how much he likes other people, and he sings the praises of other people. He hasn't got any ego at all. His family life is very gentle, and he loves his family, he loves his home life. So he's a well-grounded human being.
Every breath that Michael takes deals with art, wood turning, the art world. To me, he's just one of the most valued persons in our community.
I think that Michael's one of the most deserving people of this award for all that he's done. And, a lot of what he's done is not through the traditional channels or the traditional ways of thinking about wood turning. It's his expansion of ideas through painted and textured surfaces, his teaching, and the collaboration things. There's just so many different levels that Michael, or categories that Michael ticks the boxes of for this, and he's just an extremely deserving of the award.
Award. We see before us on the screen past recipients. I think we all recognize these names and these individuals for the impact that they've made on the field of wood turning. And it's for that reason this award is created and to whom we award it. So the POP Committee grants this award to individuals who have demonstrated exceptional development as artists and whose artwork has significantly influenced other artists in the field of wood turning. It is the most prestigious award given by POP. The 2025 AAW POP Merit Award goes to Michael Hosaluk. Michael is from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, Canada. Which is where he raised his family of 6, supporting them through his work with wood. Surrounded by the prairies and expansive skies of the region, he created his innovative works in his home studio. Although initially trained as a cabinet maker, he later focused his career on wood turning, which has proven fortunate for us all. His prolific output, combined with his virtuoso skills in a wide range of craft materials, has made him a pivotal figure in the studio craft movement. You've all seen his work downstairs. I think you can attest to the fact that he can make anything, literally anything, from any material, and do it exceptionally well. He's a wood turner, he's a furniture maker, he's a sculptor, a printmaker, and a drawer. But he's also a generous teacher, having conducted countless workshops, over 700 demos, all across the world, literally. Additionally, he's a collaborator and, very importantly, a community builder. Michael organized Canada's first wood turning conference in 1982. He played a significant role in forming the Furniture Society, which is a partner organization to the AAW, but not nearly as large. And he's also a founding member of the AAW. He is solely responsible for initiating the well-known and highly popular and entertaining Emma Lake International collaboration in 1996, which is a biennial invitational artist collaboration that takes place over a week in rural Saskatchewan and continues to this day. The opportunity brings artists together to play, share, learn, and create joyfully. All words that I think of when I think of Michael. The positive impact of Emma can be felt across the globe through its participants and through other collaborations inspired by it, such as Frogwood, which happens in Oregon, the Hawaii Collab, which happens in Hawaii, Collab New Zealand, and Echo Lake, which happens in Bucks County outside of Philadelphia. I've had the pleasure and good fortune of participating in Emma several times, working alongside Michael. It's always a treat to work alongside Michael. I liken him to the cartoon character, the Tasmanian Devil. Y'all remember that character, right? He buzzes in, spins, and it's just a tangle of energy. Well, that is Michael. He comes in, he's buzzing with creative energy, activity, as well as production, all while remaining cool, collected, funny, nurturing, and generous. Michael has exhibited his work extensively around the world, and his pieces are held in numerous prestigious public collections, including the Museum of Fine Arts in Boston, the Minneapolis Institute of Arts, the Fuller Craft Museum, Yale University Art Gallery, the Royal Ontario Museum, and many more. He's received the Lieutenant Governor Arts Award for Lifetime Achievement in Canada, a Lieutenant Governor General Award for Innovation in the Arts, and the Sadie Bronfman Award for Excellence in Craft in Canada, among many others. By embodying the spirit of the AAW, Michael has shared his knowledge generously and encouraged others through demonstrations, panel discussions, thoughtful critique, and impactful mentorship. His work exemplifies the highest standards of artistic quality, craftsmanship, innovation, and dedication, adding immeasurably to the field. Therefore, Michael Hosaluk is the recipient of this year's American Association of Woodturners Professional Outreach Program Merit Award. So thank you for joining me in celebrating and recognizing Michael. And Michael, if you join us up here.
All right. Brings a tear.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Okay. Yeah, thanks. Whew. Thank you. Thank you all, who said all those words about me. Brings a tear. So, thanks to the POP I wrote a speech because Mark Spheri said, well, you come up and turn and I'll write your speech. And I thought, I don't know about that. Thanks to the POP committee for this honor. It's a great honor. I really appreciate it. Dan Zobel for nominating me. A young woodturner I met early, and we had a great impact on each other the minute we met. So thank you. In putting this all together to come here, I worked with Tib, and we have a real treasure in her. Thank you. Kim Winkle, another real treasure that this organization has, and to all the beginnings, it was at that first meeting for the AAW when it all began, and all those volunteers that came forward to give their time, and see that vision for what this was going to be. Story, it's emotional. And all my friends and colleagues, I have this extended family all over the world that I never ever thought it would be like that. When I went to my first symposium, I came for the wood turning, and I stayed for the people. And probably most of all would be all of you, because you're the ones that created this. Everyone in this audience, this whole thing wouldn't have happened without you. And the other day when Mark and I were doing a demo, I asked who in the audience makes a living from wood turning, and I think out of the 200 that were in attendance, 2 hands went up. And so you've provided a whole life for all of us wood turners that are out there to go around. I call it the Mikey Roadshow. I did it for 42 years, traveling around and sharing what knowledge I had. But if it wasn't for you, there's a lot of us who pursued it professionally that we wouldn't have been able to do it without all of you. So thank you very much. And to all the spouses, probably as important as any of all of you who were the wood turners, you invited us all into your homes. And Graham and I were talking the other day about how many beds we slept in and all the stories that we have. And I remember Andy telling me a few winter stories about the adventures we had out there. And we could write a book about that. We were talking about the ghosts that were in that house, and the list goes on. And just as importantly, were all the spouses that all of a sudden, we're in their home and they kicked their kids out of the bedroom and we took it over, and they cooked all their best meals for us. I remember one time after I came back from Australia, I was there for 2 months traveling around doing workshops, and I got off the plane and my wife looked at me and she said, "What happened to you?" And I gained about 20 pounds. And on that note, a thank to my wife. I wouldn't have been able to do this, to just take off and go to this place. And I think a lot of us who pursued it professionally share that our spouses at home who just said, yeah, go pursue your passion of what you love to do in your life. And just so fortunate for that. What else? Yeah, and just all of you out there who treated us like your royalty. We were the rock stars, as Mark and I said, now we're 2 pop stars, so we don't sing good, but the other day when we came together and, had that collaborative, and those who came to our session, what we did together was probably the most important thing of all of this. We had fun, we laughed together, and we weren't serious or real about anything too much. We And I think that was probably one of my most fun demos I've ever done in my 42 years of traveling around, because that was the most important thing to me, is that together as a group, we just had so much fun. And the feedback from it, from all of you who came up to Mark and I after and said, you know, they were just smiling. And that's why we're here. We're here to share our lives together. And we're so fortunate that we have such an organization and a group of people. It's a rarity. And thank you. There's many more things I could probably say. One story I'm going to tell you, though. My first symposium, I remember getting a letter in the mail, and it was from Albert Lakoff, enter the first North American Turned Object Show, which was in 1981. And I entered 2 pieces. I got in, David Ellsworth, and just have to say David Ellsworth and Del Stubbs, probably the 2 most influential people in the beginning years of my life that really made me want to pursue just putting my whole heart into what I do. Anyways, I go to the first symposium and excited, got a piece in the show. Any of you who first timers or who've experienced that, which we all have, we've all experienced that first times. Anyways, I'm watching Ray. My first demo is Ray Key, and he's turning a platter, big platter, and I'm about 10, 15 feet away from him. And he's turning this, he jam fits it on, turns the lathe on, and that platter just took off through the air, and I caught it out of midair like it was a Frisbee, handed it back to him. He slams it back on the lathe, and it's like we had a routine. I saved his ass. And we were bonded for life, you know. Anyways, thank you all, and I really cherish this honor. Thank you. Okay. With us? Okay. Good. Okay. Now, should we make a Kim sandwich? We've been doing sandwich photos. All right.
Congratulations.
Thank you.